Hello, yep, great and glorious Nick Dutch here yet again. I want to talk very briefly about a mainstay of the New Age world, namely crystals. This is a fucking great lump of rose quartz. There's a great deal of problems associated not just with crystals and people using them, but of course people's ideas relating to them as well. If you go to a New Age bookstore and you buy books on crystals, you will find, number one, a much worse use of language and grammar even than I am capable of coming out with, okay? You will find beliefs of an extreme quality which are inserted into the text and are based upon absolutely nothing in terms of absolutely no experience or anything. These are just like haphazard beliefs. Some of the facts given in New Age books relating to crystals are historically or culturally inaccurate, and so we're left with the question of why play about with crystals. Now, from my experience, I once had a very bad facial injury, and I went to see an electrocrystal therapist, and like the bruises and all the rest of it just went very, very, very quickly. Like within the first day of treatment, there was dramatic progress. I think it was actually just after 1 hour, there's a lot of the injury had just gone, or very greatly healed, which demonstrates to me that there is some validity in electrocrystal therapy out of experience. But what about crystals per se? Again, very difficult to pin down. When I've been doing meditation work, or just lying in bed on my back with crystals on the various chakra points of various different types, I would get various strange sensations of like heat pouring out of my hands and my feet when I had a crystal on the orange chakra, for instance, and the yellow chakra. Of course, you can just refer to any books on spiritual healing and where the chakras are about that, or indeed some of the other YouTube videos which talk about chakras. So those experiences showed me that maybe there is some kind of validity to that. Choosing crystals, what do you want to look out for? This is where it gets a bit peculiar, because there's this like quasi doctrine of signatures thing about crystals. People think that if it's a certain shape or there's a certain arrangement of the faces on a crystal, it would have certain properties. If it looks slightly different, then it would have other properties. Then there's of course the colors and the textures, the way it refracts or reflects the light. Essentially, I would suggest using two different types of analysis. One is just optical and intellectual, in which case you look at it and you think, if this was a fantasy world and this crystal would mean something, what would it mean? Well, it's pink, so therefore it means love, it means healing, it means nice fluffy things, looking after someone, maybe a feeling of the joy of childhood, maybe, or you make it up based upon the meanings that the imagery that the crystal gives you. Then the second level of investigation would be to do meditation with it. Sit down, enter your altered state of consciousness, visualize light or energy, or indeed walking into it, and see what you pick up through thoughts and feelings. The second use for crystals, which is mentioned in the New Age or the occult, is as a store of energy. So you can then do experiments with your friends and tell them to put meanings, just try and direct a meaning, thought or feeling into the crystal, and then give it to someone else, see if they can pick it up. Just basically play around with it. From your point of view, this is not as precise or usable as a surgeon's scalpel. Not quite, alright, because it's still something you can play about with and have fun with. But you can't say that if you take a tiny piece of rose quartz and put it in your pocket, it will save you from having a heart attack, for instance. You can't promise that sort of thing. You can say that, when I hold this in my left hand, yes, after a while and I'm in a meditative state, I can feel something coming down my arm and going into the crystal, and I feel kind of like healed or cleaned, and I get mental cleaning as well, and it feels very, very beneficial. I really get those feelings and sensations. We can, with the model or the analogy of bioplasma, state that maybe the crystal is doing something to drag the negative stuff away. We cannot prove that in a concrete or empirical way, so we cannot use language which would imply that we can demonstrate this in a concrete or provable way. Alright? Another traditional use for a crystal, in this particular case, if I've got one at hand, I don't think I have, damn it. A point of clear quartz can be used to direct this proverbial allegorical or allegedly real energy. And you do that by holding it in your hand, pointing it, maybe breathing out and visualizing light going down your arm and into something or someone. That's used when placing blessings of various different types into other objects. For instance, if you want to bless a drink with a flavor, that's something I used to do when I was young. You can probably do that with a point of clear quartz, and I've done that before, and it's quite interesting. That occasionally you can get some interesting results, and also you can add different properties, psychological effects, happy dreams, and the rest of it. Again, play about, have fun. You know, we can't say that any of this is 110% as real as if I was to punch this camera, it would fall off the table. I mean, that's going to happen if I punch the camera. Alright, if I throw this lump of quartz at that camera, it will fall off my table. Alright, but I can't say that if you put a lump of quartz in your pocket, it will save you from this, that, and the other, or keep like evil spirits away, because then you have to define what an evil spirit is and how it operates and the rest of it. You know, but another traditional use for crystals is to try and remove or get rid of the sensation or feeling of the presence of low-level energy, which is why you put a teeny bit of salt in your bath water when you go and have a bath, and the salt crystals are supposed to take out negativity. It's probable that the salt has some kind of electrolytic function with the acids of your skin, and maybe it does have a healing effect in that way as well. Alright, but again, don't read too much into this. Play about and have fun, and see if you can incorporate that into your other practices. What else do people use crystals for? One popular one is to place a moonstone under your pillow and see what it does to your dreams. I mean, I've had some fun experiences with that at times, but it's good to be in a meditative state when you've got the moonstone. If you've had like really bad diet, really bad nutrition, and then you go to bed, and your head's probably going to be full of like crazy cheese dreams anyway. It won't be anything to do with the stone you got underneath your pillow. But again, play about, have fun. What else are they used for? Naturally, there are ornamentations for various ritual tools. If you get a ritual tool, you can take tiny bits of different types of stones with different properties and stick them on it. You can build up your own chart or tree of life of the various different crystals and what they mean in terms of planetary energies. And again, incorporate that in your ritual, in your meditation, in your prayers, and the rest of it. And have a laugh. I probably have missed out lots of possible uses, as well as shoving them on altars, so that it adds to the whole transcendental type feeling that you get when you're doing ritual work. Okay, one more thing. Sorry about that. This is one of my most fun crystal possessions. And yep, it's a genuine clear quartz crystal ball, very beautiful. And again, I use that for meditation work. I mean, it's not a question of this being like a miniature TV. It doesn't have a vertical hold control on it, okay? But it's very beautiful. It's good fun. If I'm doing a meditation with a crystal ball rather than a glass crystal ball, to my mind, and therefore the whole feeling and the whole like energies of the whole situation, it feels more authentic, it feels more beautiful, and it's good. So that's just a basic synopsis of crystals. Play about, have fun. Speak to you again soon.